Hi, this is Marcus again, and today we are going to learn how to create this dialog window. I brought here 4 examples. This first one here normally is used when the user needs to select just an option. This one here, it's possible to select more than one, several of them. This one here is just to read and then to cancel or to agree. And this last one is to pick up one, like I can have 2 emails. For instance, in the past, I signed in with one account. Then I went there again and I signed it again with another account. So I have 2 different accounts registered in this application. So I can select the first one or the second one, or even to add one more account. That is this possibility. So 4 examples of this dialog window. And normally it's used with this sort of modal, with this overlay here in the background. It's not a new view, a new page. It's the same page, the same place, the same step we were before, but this window will appear will appear in front of what is behind, right? Okay, so here we have this template, but like you know, I want to start from the very beginning. Here we just have we just have here the tutorial, the part we are going to do properly, right? We have it's an atom. We will dig in a few minutes. Here we have the tutorial, properly speaking, and here the atoms, actually, like the shape, shadow, titles, texts, label, avatars, and so on. Radio buttons, checkboxes. Here we grouped the atoms to be molecules, right? Like I normally say I do here, you know, if you follow my tutorials. Here we have organisms, right? Things they are grouped in this sort of organisms, so it's possible to understand a little better. They are more, you know, like almost in the end. And here finally we have templates. The difference between templates and pages, the difference is templates, they have fake information, they have lorem ipsum, they have dummy data, and pages, they have real data, like here, you know, it's easier to understand now. For instance, if I am navigating in some application and then the developers, the designers, they want me to select my profession, for instance, they could use this pattern, these radio buttons, like what's your profession? Designer, facilitator, educator, historian. I can select just one because normally I just have one profession. And here it's possible to see the buttons as well. Some people they call that links, some people they call that buttons without background. So here it's possible to cancel and to go next. Here I can use, for instance, in some sort of list where that's possible to select more than one. In this case, let's suppose that I'm going to the grocery store and I just want, or I need to buy only milk because all the rest I already bought, so just milk. Here I can use like cancel, close, next. These buttons, they are contextual, and I mean by that, it depends the flow, the type of thing, the type of dialog window I'm displaying. These buttons, they can change, right? Like cancel and next, close, cancel and confirm, because next it means that I will have more steps inside of this little window. And in this case, this 31, if I confirm, this window will be closed, right? And here you can see I have no more those placeholders for images. They aren't illustrations I'm using here, real photos. And I mean by that, here in this step, I name that pages, not me. I am like me, Marcos. I name this way because I like, but this concept of atomic design is made this way. You know, here we are dealing with pages, and pages, they are with real information, populated with real data. And here we have some states, because we don't have many states in this cases, like I showed in the last tutorial, right? We just have like selected and unselected for a radio button and for checkboxes, right? So 2 states, easy to do. And here I'm just realizing now, here I was using this white background, and here I'm not using. So to make things consistent, I could like here fill with this white color, or even changing it here to be without any color, like here without any color. It will depend, you decide, you know, which one's going to be better, right? Okay, so let's jump into today's tutorial. Let's start with this one here. Let's see the size. It's size 250387. So let's do the same. Rectangle, like clicking here or pressing R. So 250387, border radius 8, color white, name, for instance, let me see which name I gave here. Container, right? Container 2. Good. And we have some shadow over here. Let's see. Yes, we do. So just click here, open here, effects, and actually you need to click here, this plus sign, and automatically you will have this shadow, and you can change it here, like 24 for instance, here 24, perhaps a little less, a little more. Go try, you know, go try, just try. And here we have this title, pop-ins, medium 16, title here. Let me zoom in a little more. Pop-ins, you just need to open here, you know, and start looking for pop-ins, or if you prefer something like Roboto, can be good too. 16, medium, let me see. Yes, medium. So let's place in the right place. I'm using here 16 by 24 by 16. So let's do the same. Just move here. 16 in this upper part, 24 here. Now I like to increase this way. Go here, minus 24. Good. Then here we are going to have this line. Some people, they call that separator, but material design, the guys over there, they name it as a divider, if I'm not wrong. And I like to call this way. So let's do our divider. Draw something like this. You can press and hold shift, you know, to have this line straight horizontally. Then press V, position it here, press Alt, point here, 18, I need to have 16, and the size I can change it here, like we did with this container, 250, same one. We should have some light gray like this. Okay, pretty good. And this one here, this text, it's Poppins regular 14. We are going with Roboto. I want to keep that, keep Roboto, right? 16, the distance here. 14 in this case, not medium but regular. We can try some dark or mid gray to have a little more of contrasts. We could increase this one to, rather than 16, perhaps 18, I don't know. You should try, you know, and then of course accommodating things here to be the same one. Yes. Here 14. Now we have more hierarchy between them. You can type like label here. Let's check 14 by 14, left, right, up and bottom. 16, we are going this way. Let's do this unselected radio button. Pretty easy. Just press O, draw something like this, go here, 24 by 24. Let's see, let's have no fill, just stroke, 2. 16 by 16, it's better. The color, I'm gonna go with this dark gray, something like this, good. Let's position it here. I can feel actually like we did in the example when I showed this tutorial. 24, great. I will move things here. The distance, I'm using 8, I think so. Yeah, 8. The same one here. We can zoom in to get really closer. We can see the pixels, right? It's easier to measure this way. Okay, now they are the same. I can select both of them, Ctrl G. I will call item. I will open it here. I have this ellipse. I'm gonna call radio / unselected. Here, just label small caps, no matter. This line I'm gonna call divider, small caps as well, just okay. Now I'm gonna duplicate this one, Ctrl D, right? Move down, see the distance. Let's check that out. Oops, 16, 16 too. Now I can press and hold Alt, move down, 16 here too. Then I press Ctrl D. Figma will understand. I want to have a copy with the same distance, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more, 7. I'm gonna select one of them, press Ctrl B, and here I will select here, Ctrl D to duplicate. I will select this blue. I will diminish its size. I will remove the stroke a little more. This stroke over here will be this blue here. I don't know if you kept attention on it, but the color we use at most, they will be here. Like this blue, I don't need to type all the time. From the very first tutorial until this one here, this current one, I don't need to type anymore. I just click here and select, because Figma understands that I use that a lot, so the program put it here, right? Having some selected item just like this, 8 by 8. You know, in this one, 16 by 16, they are using the 8 grid pixels, right? I will select both of them, Ctrl G to group, Now this one I will call radio unselect. This one will be radio selected. Control A, Control C, click twice here, Control V. Rather than it being unselected, it will be selected. And here I can call, like, I don't know, shape, you know, just to, or perhaps background, something like this, background. And here I don't know, I don't know, something like this, dot. You decide. The importance is to name things. It's really important. Here, yes, unselected. In this case, I didn't do any group because I just have one element, so it doesn't make sense to group things. But in this case, I have two of them, so it makes sense to group, right? In terms of this little icon, two elements we group. One element doesn't make sense, just like this one, right? Now looking at what we did actually, we don't have enough contrast. Like, I would prefer to have black labels rather than gray labels, right? So let's select them. Let's click here. I have this darker color over here, this black one. It's gonna be better. And in terms of label, actually radio button, I prefer to have not so darker elements. I prefer to have something like this. My taste, my opinion, but you are free to change that if you want. And I really recommend you to go there and to do things by yourself, right? Now we have these buttons or links, and they are all caps and 12 medium. Easy to do as well. Label. You can see that I'm typing and it's small caps, right? I can open here and I have this option just right here. Case, right? Case. Now we are using uppercases for all characters. We just need to change, and it's good because even if I type small caps, it will be uppercase, right? I will type here label. It's label already. Gonna duplicate blue color. Label. The distance here probably 24, 28, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now distance between them 32. Why 32? Because the user needs to have a little of space to tap. Some users, they have thick fingers, some users they don't, so we have to consider all of them. So it's good to have some free space in the middle here. And 16, yes, 16 here in the bottom. Now we have set this first one. We are gonna select this, Control G to group, so it's easy now to move around. It's not a component yet, but easy to move around. That's pretty good. And once that we started doing some components here and there, components aren't our focus yet, but we could have some components here too, right? So let's ungroup this. I will select this first one and I will make a component. Just click in here. I named that as item, right? And probably item is too generic, I think so. In this case, we could name it differently, like, let's see, item. Perhaps, let's see, I will do some trying here. Item, radio, selected. I don't know. I'm gonna try it here, and then just here, just unselected, and here let's copy and just to change a few things. This one will be selected. Let's see if that works. Radio. I will keep this way. I think it will be better. And further, you will understand why. This one unselected, right? So we have unselected and selected. Now we can do components. I will select this one here, and I will press and hold Shift to select this one here. And now I can make components separated with two of them. Instead of clicking here, making a component, and then clicking here, making another component, I can select both of them. Then you can see this little chevron icon, this little down arrow here. We can open it here, and we can create multiple components. Clicking here, they will be separated components, right? Now we can select both of them here. We can move here to the top out of that. We'll select both of them, Control X. We go to the components section. We have chips here, right? We can select. I taught you before how to do that, how to work with all these pages here, like making components and so organizing things. Now we have radio buttons, something like this. Let's delete here. And let's paste what we cut. So we can have something like this. These items, two of them. Now we can come back to the page confirmation dialog. Now we go here, assets. We can see our new creation. We have item radio, right? See that I have the two of them, and we can select the first one, for instance, and just move here, and then we can position considering what we did before, like 16, right? That was this way, 16 here, 24 by 24. And here we can change. This one is the selected, right? We can just open it here and get the unselected. Then we can delete all of them and just drag and drop like this, pressing Alt. Control D, 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 and D. See, things are really well fit. But this last one I have to delete. Right, and then copying again just like this, and this one here we can change like the selected one, right? Or if we prefer, we can just come here, go with the unselected, and here or here, no matter, we can pick up the selected one. But just remember, this sort of pattern, radio buttons, we can only select one of them, not two or three, just one of them, right? If I select this one and then I decide to change to this one here will be unselected, right? Okay, pretty good. And we could select here this window, right, and make this a component too. Let's group at first, Control G. It's a little more complex because we have nested components. I didn't teach you yet. I didn't say anything, I think so, about nested components, but I was planning to the future because now, like I said in the last tutorial, we are doing together material design patterns tutorials. But in the future, we will have just tutorials, a series of tutorials talking about components, many ways to do them, to organize them. And so here I'm just going shallow, you know, I'm not going deeper to teach that. I'm just talking in a way really easy to understand, you know, easy to get the point, so it's gonna be easier. But if I want to select many components and transform in one main component, we call that nested components. Like here, I could have this dialog, and this one would be radio, for instance, right? And I could even transform in a component. Now I have this dialog, it's called radio. I will duplicate, I will keep it here, and I will cut this master component. If you don't know what I'm talking about, like, oh, what the hell is master components, I recommend you to step back and go to this tutorial where I talked about chips, right? Or this one where I talked about checkboxes. I explained a little about components, instances, master components, and so recommend you to go there if you are a little lost here in this tutorial, right? Well, I cut. Now I go to the components part and I can paste it here. Like I have they separated, and now I have this window, right? This dialog with all my elements, right? Pretty easy. And let's continue. Now we need to do this exactly the same thing but with checkboxes. What we can do here is duplicate, then we can detach from instance. If you are not familiar with that, I recommend you to step back, turn around, go to my previous tutorials, and there you will understand what I'm talking about. We can come here, checkboxes, because we did that in the past, right? We can select like 2 of them, come back here, we can paste in some place in this window, right? They will ungroup. They aren't component here. I will select this one. I don't want to have any 24 elements. I just want to have 16, right? The color will be the same gray over here, so I will just come here and pick up the same color. This one here, let me see, I need to make a group with that. Control G, and 16 by 16. Now it's okay, pretty good actually. Checkbox unselected, I was using uppercase. I will change, and here too, U, and here let's see, checkbox, I will copy from here. It's gonna be easier to save time. I will paste it here. This one will be the selected, so selected just like this. We have the icon, we have the container, and here our background, you know, you can call, the importance is to be consistent. Here I called background, so here I will call background too for a matter of consistency. And here I will call not dots but icon, so I will select it here. I will click here to go to the main component, and here is the place to change that. So we got this background, right? And rather than being a dot, it's gonna be an icon, much better. And now you can see this toast, this snack bar here. We can just click here to come back to the place we were before, right? And now I can delete, or I can have the same type, the same family, the same type, the same style. So Roboto, regular 14 black. I will select both of them. I will type here not road rage, Roboto 14 regular black. Yes, but here it's gonna be bold, right, to keep consistency. And I will select both of them here, align, in the middle, here and here. Now I want to have the same distance, like 8. That's okay. I will select, let me see the pattern I used before. Item radius selected. So here it will be item checkbox selected. Just click here, item checkbox selected, right? And here it's gonna be item checkbox unselected. I'm going a little faster because I'm assuming that if you see my tutorials, much probably you know what I'm talking about. You know, you all those things over here, you are mastering them, I think so. So I assume that I can go a little faster, right? But if you want me to go slower, just drop a line, leave a comment, and I will attend your necessity, or, you know, just to, not a real necessity, but I will do things slower. Select here this width. I want to have the same here because I'm treating yet the master component. So 202. Oh my lord, things are not well. 202. Control Z. It's because I need to do something here, because if I had aligned things before I converted them into components, things would be great. But now, once that I have my component set, I have to adjust some parameters, like this one here. Clicking twice over here. We need to click here. We need to make the constraints. Like if I just selected my component and move things around, my shapes will be this way. They will follow this new size, this new width. So I need to select the things that are doing badly, and I click here to constrain by left and top. Now if I move things around, you can see that they will be great. But I have one more problem. This text, you know, the text is following me. So I need to click twice here and do the same, left and top. Now when I move things around, they are good. Now I can type here 202. So we learned a little about constraints. Further in the future, like I said before, we will have series of tutorial just about components, you know, auto layout and things like this, and then we will master all we need. Let's do the same over here too. Left top, this one here, left top too. See, I select twice to get just this element, then just this element, and now I click out and I click here in its name. Now I'm selecting two of them, and I can type here 202 to enjoy all the space we have, because see, we need to have 24 by 24 to have things well aligned, right? It's important, it's mandatory, if you know what I mean by that. Okay, so I will delete all of those guys over here. Then I will drag and drop just one of them. I will see the distance 24, like we did before, right? 24 by 24 here on top, 16, and I will duplicate 16, right? Now I can press Ctrl D, Ctrl D many times. So I have this, and now it's easier to select more than one. See, if I click here and I change the unselected to the selected, boom, I change the name and I change the little icon. In this case, I can have more than one, like I told you before. I open it here and I can select more. Excuse me, I can select more than one, like here, you know. checkboxes, they are to be used this way, but radio button, I just can't select one of them. Now I will select all the elements and I will click here. I can use the shortcut too. You can see over here, Control plus Alt plus K. Let's do that. Control Alt K. Boom, component. But the name here it's wrong, so Control Z. It's not radio, right? This one is checkbox. Now I can make my components by the shortcut Control Alt key. So what's the difference between instance and components? I told that before in the past tutorials. Master components, they are made, they have these 4 little diamonds and they are filled, right? So you can identify easier. Select all of them, Control X, come here, confirmation dialog components. I will change its name here, radio slash checkbox, just this. I can identify. And the beauty in working with components, if something is not good, you know, I decided to go this way, I'm doing this tutorial, I go this way, never mind. But in the future, when I work with that in the daily basis, if I realize it's not being good to work this way, I can change the nomenclature or some parameters in the components or in the next components, and I can have some improvement on them. So I will increase its size here because now we have more elements. Things are getting a little confused. Perhaps yes, perhaps no. You tell me. Yeah, you tell me. I'm trying to organize things in a way that they can make sense, you know. So tomorrow, if we come here, we open the section here with symbols, components, we can look and think, oh, I can understand that. First we did this item, then this item, then we joined many items together, and Marcus said that I can call that nested components because I have one main component and another components inside of that. Oh, that's great. And the same happened here too. So that's it. This fake folder is too large. Now I can diminish its size, something like this, right? So let's come back to this part, confirmation dialog. I can duplicate this one and I can replace, swap, switch, because the nomenclature I used before, like radio and checkbox, see, I just would change it here. It's like magic. I know that you get excited just like I do. Just this, you know, easier. And if I want to change something inside, I just click twice, like here. Let's suppose that I don't want to have 3 items selected. I just click twice and I can come here and change unselected. Same thing, the same one, same thing happened here. Click twice, like click out, 1, 2, and change it here, right? And let's suppose that I don't want this one too, because we are doing screens right now, but in the future we will do flows, right? With many steps, many states, many situations. So we will need to have many different things in our screens, and this flexibility is good for this reason. Well, I was trying to demonstrate this thing here. I can, for instance, click twice here and then I can select all my elements and change the instance of all of them like this. I want all of them to be selected, right? Or unselected. I can do that. If I want to select just some of them like this. This one too, and let's suppose this one too. I can change this selection. So a lot of flexibility right? We did 2 of them here. And I'm not even talking about the other parts, because it's important to have here, of course, some tutorials. I explain them in details, but you got my point. If you follow all what I show, what I demonstrate, you are totally aware about my way of teaching. And like here, we did at first this part, atom, this part, atom, this part, atom, 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 right? And we did this part here, this part here, this part here, all atoms, right? And then we come this line, this divider to all atoms, right? And then we started grouping them together. So we have molecules, atoms, molecules, organisms. Here we have organisms, right? If I take this one and I go down with this, we can see what I'm talking about. See, we have things combined, like this background with shadow, right? We have, let me go to this part here. You can understand it better here, right? So I am talking about molecules. And then I have 2 atoms together. Check, it's not a checkbox, it's a radio button plus label, same one here, and here title plus text. All right, so see that, right? We joined 2 things here, container plus shadow, and here we joined radio plus label. We are working with molecules, so I have 1 molecule here with 2 atoms. Here I have another molecule with 2 atoms. Here another molecule with 2 atoms, another molecule, another molecule, another molecule here. 1 atom, 1 button, another atom, another button. So two of them together, I have a molecule, right? So we are doing atoms. We draw before we are doing molecules. We draw before the atoms, and now we are doing molecules. Okay, so let's go ahead. We have more things to do. I will copy these 2 here. I will broaden here. Okay. So what we can do over here, we can copy this one here. Let's isolate. I don't want to work with this right now. I just want to see things that I'm working, because I don't want to be confused, right? Okay, good. So I will transform this one here into this one here. Right button and detach instance. I will change its name. Dialog confirmation. I will call it this way. And then I will delete. We don't have this divider here. I will select all my elements, at least almost all of them. I will keep this one here, right button and detach instance. I want to delete it here, and I want to ungroup, of course. Perfect. I will move it here. I will move it here to use the same width, 24 by 24. Now this font, this typography, I want to use similar properties. So 14 regular auto, but its color is not good, so I will change to have some mid gray. The distance 16, of course, to keep the consistency, right? The height I want to change, of course, 233. Let's have the same one. 233. No, here 233. Good. Now it's time to align things here. And for texts, many people, they do things like this or blah blah blah, you know, just fake text. And many people, they prefer to do things like this. You see, we can come here and type Lauren ipsum. I don't know if you are familiar with that. You know, it's a Latin text generator. We can use it. We just need to come here and then, you know, we copy some part of that. And it's good in Latin because no one is going to keep attention on the text, because this text is not for you know, it's just a fake text, just a text to compose our layout, if you know what I mean by that. So let me come back there. I want to copy one more little part of the text, so I can press Ctrl C, come back to my Figma, and then paste it here, just to have this layout, you know. Yes, that's good. Okay, so now we got that. We have this. If I select this here, see, we have this tall form because we grouped things before. There are two ways to solve that. When I select it here, I can just move things this way, but they don't work properly. I can press and hold Ctrl, and then I move. When I feel this snap, these red crosses, I can release my click. Or I can ungroup and group again. Works too, like here. I ungroup, right? I have no group anymore. I select all the elements, Ctrl G, and now I group it. I can name again, like, I don't remember the name I used before, but I can take from here, dialog confirmation. Yes, that was exactly like this. So let's go with our dialog confirmation. / confirmation. Now we can use the shortcut to have our click here on top to make our component. I just want to adjust here 24 by 24, and here it's gonna be 16 in the bottom right. Now I can click out, select the group, Ctrl Alt K, and we have our component. So I will drag and drop, holding Alt. I will cut this one. I go to the components window, and I'm gonna change the name here one more time. I will call dialogs, something like this, right? Because we have many similar windows, so I don't want to have many sections here to document. I'm documenting things, if you know what I mean. I'm documenting all of them, you know. If other designers in the team, I'm the unique, the only one here in my team doing this tutorial. But if I was working in a company doing this project, much probably I would expect to have more designers working there with me, and in this case that would be good to document things like this, and people, they could come here and understand what I was thinking before. They can do adjustments and so on. Okay, let's come back. We have just one more to do. So I will delete here this one, and I'm gonna show you that it's possible to change. Like, let's suppose that in some part of my flow I had this screen, this dialog, but this dialog wasn't the right thing to have. In this case, I could change it here, like, oh, the right component to have in this part should be a radio. I can replace to have this radio, or to have this check, or even to come back to this dialog. Simple, yes or no, accept or deny, agree or cancel, things like this. So each one has its own proposal, right? So now it's time to do the last one, just the last one we got here. I know that you already got the point, both of them are similar, so I will just drag things here, you know, to isolate. Now this one here I will detach from instance, right? I will use most of these parts. I should have some email over here, but a little smaller, like 12. And I would type like email at domain. This handle is gonna be fine. .com. And I should have some avatar like this, 32 by 32. So I'll draw it here. Oops, sorry. Oops again. O for oval. Oops, again and again. I will click here. It's gonna be better. Oh, all right. 32 by 32. Okay. I will move things around. 8 pixels distance like this and this. Select both of them, align by the center here, move things. 16 here, 1, 2, 3, 24 here, good. Here I can snap here, then minus 24, right, for the width, and things are good. I will select both of them. Let me see, I will call it here email, this one here, background, something like this. I will come back to the internet and I opened two tabs. This first tab, we can, it's free download, so we will not have problem. I can copy this image from here and I will come back to our Figma. I will select here, Ctrl V, you know, and I have this placeholder for images, for instance. This one here, I use it from a illustration I did many time ago, so no mind. Now I can select both of them and I can group. Let's see, I will call them item and I don't know, perhaps email, something like this. And I will make components. I will move out. This one is the master component, right? So I will not use the master component over here. I will use this instance, this copy. 16 here. 24 by 24, that's great. Now I will select this one here. I will duplicate. I will detach instance. I will come back to the internet. I have one more here. I will copy this cool guy over here. Come back here, select here. I will paste inside of that. But here we call background. I will change its name here. It's gonna be I will call avatar placeholder, and this one I will call avatar photo. Select this one here is email, but what email? Which one? Item, email, placeholder, something like this. After we can organize better. And this one's gonna be item email. I don't know. Real, something like this. Then we can change, like I said before. I am not thinking in good names for now. So let's create this component, right? Then we will select both of them, cut. We will come here and paste. We can have the separate, right? Separated like this, like we did here. And we have more parts to finish up, right? So we can press and hold Alt and drag and drop to have a copy. Then we can change it here. We could even go to the master component here and perhaps having some real email, like, I don't know, John, no, lowercase, John at gmail.com, something like this, right? Return to instance, and now you can see the right thing here. Okay, and this little avatar, I don't like this actually. I prefer to try another one. I don't know the reason, but let's go this way. Avatar placeholder. Let's see what happens. I think that I prefer things like this. Grayer, yes. It has right. This one, let me see, doesn't have right. So too much details I don't like either, but who knows, we see. Select here, go to main components. Like I said before, once that we have what we need, we can change things all the time. See, things are not fitting well. I can come here, fill, I change to crop, and then I can move a little down and do the adjustments I need. See, now it's much better. Click twice out of that and come back to the confirmation dialog. Now we have this one here. I prefer, perhaps you don't, but you can change by yourself, right? We could have something like this. Select here, go to stroke, define some gray one. You can copy this color from here, select here, have a stroke too, same color. It's gonna be cool. Come back to confirmation dialog page. See, if you don't like, you can remove, but if you do, if you like, you can keep that. Okay, let's go ahead. We need to create this little thing here. We can just drag like this, detach from instance. We can type add account. I will select twice this one here, and now we'll change here. I will click here, image, open here, fill, actually image, I will change to solid, right, to have this gray here. Then I will draw like two rectangles, one here, it's gonna be white. I will duplicate, Ctrl D, I will turn like this, select both of them, I will click here and union selection. Then I will call icon. I will reduce its size and I will place it here, something like this, to be similar to the reference. I can select both of them and centralize this way. And do that again. Things are not working right. Why is that? Actually they are. I thought they weren't. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it's kind of that. Let me try 80 by 80. No. 12 by 12, something like this we see. Yeah, kind of. Oh yeah. I will try to have a darker gray to be more similar to the reference. Cool, something like this, no stroke. Okay, now we got that. We can select, give a name, item, I don't know, add account. Let's make a symbol. Let's move out of that. Cool. We can cut, come here to components, we can paste, we can come back, we can duplicate this one. The magic of components, right? We can open it here, and we have one more here, add account. Magically we got things done. So select all of them. This one isn't confirmation anymore. This one, let me see the name I gave. Information, something like this. So we change confirmation by information or contact. I don't know, you decide. Now we have a component cut from here, come here. We can paste. We could do something like this. I think it's gonna be better. Having the elements under in the bottom like this, just to organize better. And here too. Yes, I think it's okay. Now I will select all of them. I will unselect this one here, and I can move things a little upper than they were before. Okay, pretty cool. Yes, we can work more on it, this organization, but it's okay. It's good. I like this, really. See what we did together? Pretty good, isn't it? It is. So okay, we did that together. I can delete it. No, this one is the right one. What? Whoa, wait. Yes, I can delete it. Cool. Can delete it too. And now I can duplicate this one or whatever one that I want. And I can go here and select information. It's kind of magic, isn't it? I love this, really. So we have all our dialogues, right? So let's see things together. And okay, we did that, but before arriving to this point, we worked in all the small elements, right, together. Then after the atoms, we started joining two atoms in one. See, like here, title here, text here. We did that too, right? See here. So we joined all the elements, this background, an icon, this one too, two buttons here. And after that, we went straight to organisms like this. We started having lists, joining things in form of lists. See that? Label, 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 two buttons, label, 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 two buttons, like here too, you know? And then we have these templates. We didn't do the templates yet, but templates, they are easy to do. I taught you before in the last tutorial, the last class, we did those chips. We just need to come here and yeah, just copying from here, you know, we can paste it here, they here. Then I just need to remove the items that I don't need, or even I could keep these items here, you know. Yes, it's a good idea. And then I will draw a shape like this, a overlay like this, occupying all the space. I can go here in 8 or 16, I don't remember. The color, it's gonna be black and having some opacity like 48, for instance. Okay, cool. I will cut from here, I will paste here, it will be on top. 48, not good yet. 56, a little better, right? And then I can like group, and I can move. I will duplicate, cut and paste, you know. I select both of them, I can align things this way. So I have this first one and I have this Second one, I can cut and paste, select both of them, align both of them together. It's easier, right? I will duplicate this one. I will cut. When I cut and paste, it goes to the top layer. And now I select this one, press and hold shift, select this one, and align things this way. And the last one, we just duplicate this one here, we move this one here, cut and paste, select both of them, align this way here, and I would even have this a little higher. Yeah, we can control those things when we are programming our applications. Okay, now we got that. Or perhaps in the middle, you know, but it's not important for now, because when you are working in a team, you ask your development team, they will tell you, oh, place it here or place it here, right? Okay, and finally we got the last part of our today's tutorial, having real data. You know, what's your profession? You over there will type those information. I will just copy and paste to be faster. Developer, let's see. Developer, UX designer, UI designer, UX UI designer, product manager, CEO, CTO, I don't know, something like this. Cancel. Next, I don't know. And here, let's think about what are your what subjects do you like? We got some problem here, Houston. In this case, what we could do, see here, 16 and here 18, right? We could reduce size here, or we could go to the main components, of course, right? Selecting here, going to the main components and changing it here. All of them would be better. Like 18 is too much, we could go with 16, right? And then we should align this line to 18, 1, 2 to be 16, right? You got the point. So the beauty of, the beauty of working with components, we can change things and all our components will be changed to. What subjects do you like? Something like this, like colors, study, and information architecture, information architecture, prototyping, interaction design, research, design system, management, something like next. Oops, something like you see previous and next, you know, because they are contextual. If we are in some flow that we can step back and go ahead, we can have things like this. I'm changing the main content here, you know, like grocery store. Yes, but never mind. And here, like some sort of confirmation, you know, I will copy from here and I will paste it here. Confirmation. The typography, it is different here. I will use Roboto because I copied from there, right? And something like cancel, confirm. And this last one, we already have real images, right? Like here, this one, and here, it's not real. We could come here and select your account, having something like this, selecting your account. Or select your account, and let's change it here. For instance, we can change it here. My Alexa is speaking, I don't know, something like Mary, you know. We can go to the internet and we could have like woman actually. Portrait, we could type something like this one, and then the beauty of some, yes, like this would be great. And we just need to zoom in, press and hold Ctrl, click here and paste, you know. But our main component, if we select it here and we go to the main component, see, it's the same way we did before, but we can use instances, you know, of that, changing what we need. Like I showed you before that if I need to change these texts for some reason, I don't know, to use the brand colors, it's not good, but let's suppose we need to use that for some reason. If I go to the main component, it's the same one, right, we did before. So I have this freedom to do things the way I want without changing the master component. Here I could, for instance, I could select this one here and I could type 0 opacity here when I want to hide things that I don't want to use now. But this element is here. If I select and I type 100, so it's possible to use this way too, right? Here, that would be close, something like this. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that you understood all that we were going to do. And the last one is this, really simple, right? Radio, unselected, selected, checkbox, unselected, selected. Easy as that. We don't need to spend time doing that, right? So I really want that you learned something with this. I appreciate your time being spent here, you know, with me, and I hope to see you in the next tutorial, and bye.